Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday Creative Living series. It's always a joy to see you all gather for our classes, and every time we gather in this space, whether it's in person, on Zoom, we create more than just a class. It's become something beautiful, a spiritual journey. We create a community. It's warm, it's positive, a great atmosphere, a place where each one of us can pause from the busyness of life and remember what is real. Remember the thing that is lasting and what is true. When we step back from the rush and noise of daily life and we begin to see that much of what feels urgent is really only passing through because we learn to center ourselves. Our pressures ease, distractions, they dissolve, they move like shadows across the surface because we come into understanding of the thing that truly matters. But beneath all of that, there is something that is steady, a presence that never comes and goes. Yesterday's stress that seemed so heavy, it's already gone. Like we say, yesterday ended last night. The promotion that once felt so important becomes another line on our resume. Again, the likes and the comments that lit up our phone fade into license. All these things are transient. But what lasts is deeper. The kindness you gave that still warms someone's heart. The love you shared that continues to ripple. The character you built in quiet moments no one else saw. Those are treasures no shadow can erase. The seeds that you've sown. And beneath it all, Spirit holds you steady. And what does it do? Reminding you that while the surface of life keeps shifting, your core remains whole. Who you are remains untouched. Who you are remains eternal. To live from that truth is to return again and again to that foundation that does not shift. And to let it guide our choices, let it steady our hearts when we are going through that situation. To remember that your core is steady because that's spirit. And remind us that beyond every storm, that it's an unchanging ground of being that always holds us. And each time we say we are one with spirit, in it we live, we move, and we have our being. We are reminding ourselves that everything can move, can change, but who we are, that power, that resilience, that oneness, is eternal. And tonight our title is Wholeness, It's Our Default Setting. Wholeness, it's your default setting. Let that phrase land in your heart for a moment. Think about it. Wholeness, it's your default setting. Put that phrase, wholeness, or that word, fullness, put it side by side with every situation and any situation you're going through. Wholeness is not a reward you earn. It's not a finish line at the end of a long race. Again, it's not something you have to struggle toward or buy or bargain for. Wholeness is where you began. You started. Your starting point is wholeness. Your middle point is wholeness. The end, everything in between is wholeness. Wholeness is who you are right now. Right now, who are you? Wholeness. You are complete. No matter how scattered, how unsettled your life may seem, you are whole. Spirit calls you whole. It is the completeness at the core, the original imprint of spirit that has never been altered. It cannot be altered. It's never been altered. Nothing has the capacity to alter that. That's how powerful you are. It's not something that arrives when everything looks perfect. It is the ground you stand on before any achievement, before any healing, before any success. It's your bedrock. It's the truth that you already carry the fullness of life within you, waiting to believe. I carry the fullness of life within me. You carry the fullness of life within you, waiting to be lived. And this teaching is to help us live that life. According to Harte, we are not human beings having spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. You've heard this before. That's who you are. Let's imagine a child learning to walk. She stumbles, she falls, she gets up again. No parent looks at her and says, "You are incomplete until you get it right." Her worth doesn't increase when she finally takes 10 steps without falling. Her value, her essence, her completeness, it's already there before the achievement. The walking is just the expression of what was already within her. Abundance is an expression when we align ourselves of what we are already, our blueprint, healing. In the same way, our wholeness is not granted to us after we succeed, after we heal or achieve. It is the ground we stand on before we even begin. Spirit calls you blessed, calls you whole, calls you abundant. And you are one with spirit. So anything that emanates from you is beautiful, it's abundant, because that's who you are. Because you're one with spirit, and spirit lives in you, in it, in spirit you live, you move, and you have your being. And just as your heart beats without you commanding it, and the sun rises without you pushing it, wholeness is quietly, faithfully already at work in you. Through practice, we have perfected the act of presenting the polished version of our lives. The smile in public, the practiced, "I'm fine." How are you? "I'm fine." The picture that looks put together. We know how to do that. Someone passes, "I'm fine." But under that, if we are honest, many of us feel tired, worried, and stretched out. We carry around the weight of unfinished tasks. Oh, you started this project, it didn't succeed, and you started another one, and you feel you have so many unfinished products. You feel unwholesome, you feel not abundant, not prosperous. We carry the weight of these unfinished tasks, the constant ping of notifications, the pressure to prove ourselves, and the quiet ache of comparing ourselves to others. We carry all this weight around, and it makes us feel less of ourselves. We get caught up in the endless scrolling, the rushing from one commitment to another, and the fear of falling behind. We want to measure up. Sometimes it's not even the significant crises that wear us down, but the steady drip of small stresses The little things here and there, the bills, the traffic, the deadlines, the expectations, relationships, or even that noise our car makes that we hope isn't expensive to fix. They all weigh us down. We feel less of ourselves. There are seasons in life when we find ourselves caught up in the question of what comes next. We ask that question. Look, I've finished this. What's the next thing to do? After a breakup, a divorce, when a job suddenly ends, when retirement arrives, when the doctor gives us news we didn't expect, or when someone we love is no longer here, it can feel like the ground beneath us has shifted. In those moments, it's easy to believe that our story has ended, or that we are somehow less than we once were. We sometimes again carry low hum of anxiety beneath the outer show, like background music we didn't choose but can't seem to turn it off. It's been playing. It hums beneath. It's that quiet tension running in the background while we smile, while we walk, even while we rest. We're trying to meditate, to quiet ourselves down before we sleep, but your thoughts begin to wander through the experiences, especially the bad ones, and in quote, the failures. It hums beneath conversations, beneath our attempts at joy, beneath the list we keep checking off. We may not even notice it at first, but it colors everything, like a radio station faintly playing static in another room. And because it's always there, we begin to believe it, that it's normal, that it's just how life is. I guess I have to live with this. I guess this is who I am. But the truth is, the hum is not who we are. It's not our original sound. Beneath the static, there is a deeper silence, a steady rhythm of peace, the unshakable sound of spirit that has never stopped holding us. It's always there, 24/7. Spirit does not sleep, it does not slumber. It's always awake. It never takes its eyes on you. It's always watching, always close by, nearby, within you. Remember, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve your purpose. Again, it will be, what are you presenting to the universe to work with? All of the universe is waiting for you to move, to align. If we listen deep enough, long enough, you would hear how the universe spirit has been prompting you. Turn it this way. Do it this way. It's always doing that. It's always conspiring for your good. It is constantly at work, orchestrating situations for your good, arranging what you cannot yet see, guiding you back to wholeness that has always been there. Again, no eyes have seen, no ears have heard. It hasn't been conceived in the heart of any person what God, what spirit, what universe will do with you if only we align with it. And when we pause long enough, even for a breath, we can tune back to that frequency and remember the music of wholeness has always been playing within us. In our culture, we are made to believe that if we work harder, we hustle more, perfect our routines, read the right books, or finally earn enough money, then and only then we'll be whole. Only then we'll be worthy. Only then we'll finally rest. We'll finally be enough. But the way we've been told to live, that system that says we have to earn love, hustle for peace, or prove our value, was never built on truth to begin with. That's not true. It's like trying to build a house on sand. It will be shaky from the very start. That's when you acquire all the things, then we be whole. No wonder it leaves us feeling restless and never enough. The deeper reality, the truth, is so much kinder. You don't have to prove yourself to be worthy of life, of good, because you are already. I wish we could form the habit of speaking to ourselves. Speak to yourself. Tell yourself the truth of who you are. I am whole. I am complete. I'm getting through this. Again, somewhere in the scripture, it talked about David encouraging himself. Speak to yourself. Nobody can talk to you more than you. Speak to yourself. I am whole. I am complete. I am moving on. I am doing the exceedingly, the abundantly, and above. Say to yourself till you feel it. You came into this world complete. And nothing outside you can take that away. You can have a discussion with that voice and tell that other voice, contrary voice, I am whole. I was created whole. And everything about me is whole. I'm moving on to greater heights. I have positive expectancy. This is the least I will ever be. My tomorrow will be better than today. You can speak that. Because you are already whole, you are born with wholeness woven in you. It's your default setting. If every other thing fails, you fall down to wholeness. That's a solid foundation. All the time. Think of how your phone or your computer comes with a factory setting. You can add apps, delete files, rearrange the home screen, and fill up the memory. But underneath all that, there is still a default setting in place. Or you can even paint the walls of your apartment, move furniture, and place things differently. But the foundation of the house never moves. No matter what changes on the surface, the structure underneath is steady, holding everything together. Beneath all the noise, the habits, the doubts, and the endless adjustments we make, there is something in you that does not bend. It does not break. It does not crack. It does not diminish. All the time, it's present at full measures. It does not sleep. It does not slumber. It does not get tired. It does not take its eyes off you. It's constantly watching you, constantly conspiring, fundamentally for your good. And all we try to do is to rise and align with this flow. It's not shaped by yesterday's failures or today's worries. It's not perturbed by all that. It's the ground you are always standing on, even when life feels like it's shifting sand. Call it soul, call it truth, call it spirit. It's the unspoken certainty that no matter what storms rise, there is a place in you that's untouched, unchanged, unshakable. And that's how your life is. But it takes our understanding to know this. To know that even when you're terrified, you're fearful, you're going through that situation, it's almost taking your life. To know that you are coming out. Because wholeness, you can imagine, okay, you're calling your name, you're calling James. Sometimes, oh, James, James. Spirit is constantly calling you, wholesome, wholesome, whole, whole. And we don't even answer. Because we do not know that's who we are. So your life is the same way. You have added stories, experiences, worries, and programs over the years. But beneath all of that, the default setting of you, of your soul, is wholeness. Again, and what do I mean by wholeness? Again, it's not about perfection. I don't mean that life will never hand you challenges, or that you will never have wounds, or you will walk around in some uninterrupted bliss. No. Wholeness is the recognition that nothing essential about you is missing. That your state of being is complete. Your state of being is complete. At your core, within you, you are undivided and connected to the source of all life. It's living from the truth that you are already enough. You know, sometimes we are going for a journey, you pack things, you get this, or I'll stay 2-3 days, I'll do this, get this ready. For any journey of life, you are already enough. You have within you everything you need for life and godliness. It's already in that package, in that DNA. It's already there. It's living from the truth that you are already enough, already loved, already part of the eternal flow of life. The cracks and the scars you carry do not diminish you. It does not diminish you. It does not diminish that wholeness. In fact, what they do is that they reveal the wholeness. They reveal your resilience, your completeness. Let's take a look at things around us. Consider a diamond. It might be buried in the earth for centuries, covered in dust, dirt, or rock. But none of that lessens its brilliance. The shine is already inside. It only waits for the right moment to be uncovered. And you are not separate from that same creative energy. That brightness, that light, that truth is already in you. You are not an outsider begging for scraps from a stingy universe. You are an expression of the universe itself. And just as the wave is not separate from the ocean, but is the ocean expressing itself in a particular time and place. Again, spirit is expressing itself as you. I am an expression of spirit. I am definition of wholeness. And that's who you are. And I'd like you to speak that to yourself all the time. And because spirit is whole, you are whole. Simple arithmetic. Spirit is whole. We can call wholeness, we can say wholeness is spirit. And you have spirit with you. So you are whole. Spirit is abundant. You are abundant. Spirit is life. You are life. That divine imprint has been with you since the very beginning, untouched by loss or failure, unchanged by circumstance. But if that's true, you might ask, why do I so often feel fragmented, incomplete, or not enough? Why do I see the evidence of lack or brokenness in my life and around me? Why does all this happen? If I'm whole, if I'm one with spirit, and spirit is abundant and I'm not abundant, why do I experience all this? And the answer lies not in the universe withholding wholeness from us, but in our forgetting who we are. We've been programmed almost from birth to doubt it, to think less of yourself. Everybody in my family does not get this level of education or wealth. And it's been spoken over time. And you just align with it. You do not even know. It's like that static from the radio playing in the other room, humming in the background. We've installed faulty software on top of our default system. Think of your mind as a computer. Your conscious mind is like the apps you choose. What you say you want, your affirmations and your goals. You might affirm, I'm prosperous, I am loved, I am whole. And it's like downloading a new app. But your subconscious mind is like the operating system. It runs the show in the background. And often it's running old, outdated programs we picked up from childhood, from society, from painful experiences. Oh, do you know how many times I've been heartbroken? I don't think I want to try that again. Programs like money is scarce. You are not smart enough. Don't hope too much. You will only be disappointed. Again, things like love always ends in loss. Why get into it? These programs hum beneath the surface and they conflict with the new apps that we are trying to run, always. So we end up with an inner civil war. Conflicts always. One part of us declaring abundance and the other part quietly whispering lack. The result is stagnation, frustration, the sense of spinning our wheels and going nowhere. So the work isn't about hustling harder. It's not to add more noise to our lives. It's not to desperately chase wholeness as if it's out there somewhere. The work is to pause, to remember and return to the truth that wholeness, it's already mine, your default setting. When you get into that topsy-turvy confusion, the old tunes are playing and the new apps of wholeness playing. And all of a sudden you just get tired. I don't think I want to process this anymore. What we want to do is to gently uninstall those outdated programs and reinstall the truth of our being. Constantly repeating who you are, constantly repeating and affirming who Spirit says you are. How do we do that? First, we can improve by paying attention to the words we use about ourselves. We can't overemphasize the importance of what we say. Your words are powerful. We talked about this. Our I am statements are more powerful than we know. What do you tell yourself that you are? Sometimes we say, oh, it's just a joke. But there are words that are sown. When we say, I am a failure, I'm always broke, I'm sick of this, we are reinforcing the identity of lack. But when we begin to choose differently, when we say, I am whole, I am loved. I am guided. I am enough. All the I ams that are beautiful. Again, something just came to mind. When the scripture talks about out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Sometimes we say things and we think they are not powerful, but as seeds, those are the things we are handing over to the universe to work with. We are speaking from our true factory setting when we say all the positive I ams and reprogramming our subconscious mind, not by force, but by consistency and feeling. Consistency. It does not happen overnight. Consistently saying the things that you want to be. Over time, building upon it. Second, we practice living in the flow. Life is circulation. It's giving and receiving. Yet so often we block both ends, both receiving and giving. We resist receiving because we feel unworthy. When we think we are not worthy of good things, I'm not worthy of this beautiful car, of a good home. Even when we don't say that out, we are blocking that flow without knowing it. And we give out of obligation or fear rather than joy. But wholeness means trusting the flow. It means noticing the gifts that come to you every single day. Smile, the small and large ones, and saying yes to them with gratitude. Something as simple as, did someone smile at you today? That's a gift. Sometimes that simple gifts, we neglect it, we don't receive it. Did you get a parking spot right when you needed it? Did a creative idea pop into your mind? These are all signs of the flow of life. When you pay attention, you train your mind to see abundance instead of lack. And as you receive, you also give, not as a transaction to get something back, but as an act of trust in the infinite nature of spirit, the endlessness of source. When you give with joy, you declare, I am ready, whole, already cared for, already safe. So we want to open our channel to receiving and giving. We want to put things in circulation. And the third, we take aligned action. Wholeness is not passive. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for life to fix itself. We are not complacent. It means acting from inspiration instead of fear. We always talk about treat and move your feet. Each morning, ask yourself, what would the whole complete version of me choose today? What would the whole complete version of James do today? So sometimes in economics we say, if all things being equal, what will that complete version of you choose today? And then trust the nudge. Sometimes it will be small, like again, making that phone call, or taking a walk, or speaking kindly to yourself. These small aligned actions build a bridge between your inner truth and your outer experience. Here's a simple example. Imagine you're facing financial stress. The hustle voice tells you to work harder and panic, cut off everything, and live in fear. But the voice of wholeness would whisper, take a few minutes to breathe and look at your finances with clarity, not from fear. May say things like, write a budget that reflects your values. Trust the ideas and opportunities that would come. That small action rooted in wholeness shifts the energy. Always. And once the energy is right, it's beautiful for creativity. Or even in relationships, if you feel lonely, the voice of lack says, I must chase love, prove myself, fix everything. You want to do everything you can physically. But the voice of wholeness will say, I'm already lovable. I'm already enough. I can show up authentically. And what will happen? The right people that resonate would flow towards me. And that is acting from that place. When we do that, we create healthier and more authentic connections. This is not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about remembering that your essence is untouched by them. Always. You can be healing from illness and still be whole. You're going through a situation, you're still whole, because we are all working things all out. You can be grieving and still be whole, because wholeness is not about having a flawless life. It's about knowing that the power within you is unbroken, unshaken, constantly flowing. So when we live from this truth, the outer conditions of our lives begin to shift. Again, not because we force them, but because we allow them. We are aligned with power. Just as a garden doesn't grow because the gardener yells at it, but because the gardener tends to the soil. So as we move toward closing, I want to remind you that there is no cosmic law withholding your good. Nope, nope, nope. The universe is biased toward life, toward more, toward wholeness. Remember, when you want something, what does the universe do? It conspires in helping you to achieve it. Dr. Greg will always say, what are you going to the ocean of life with? What do you have in your hands? You can use that. The only obstacle has always been our forgetting, our outdated programming that raises its ugly head sometimes. But tonight you have remembered that you are whole. Tonight you know again that you are already whole. You're not working towards wholeness. You're already whole. You're created whole. Your starting point is whole. Carrying this truth into tomorrow, into your future, you are not broken. You are not lacking. You are not incomplete. If anything tells you that, you can shut it up. Again, your starting point is wholeness. Your default setting is wholeness. When everything falls off, what will remain is whole. And from that truth, you can live with joy, give with freedom, and trust that all is well. So let your words, your choices, and your actions all flow from the truth that you are complete. I am complete. Speak that to yourself. I am complete. I am whole. Wholeness is my divine, is my default setting. And as you do, you will see evidence that wholeness is all around you, in your health, your finances, your creativity, your relationship, everything, everywhere you turn is wholeness, peace of mind. You will see that because that's who you have been created to be. Complete, whole, lacking nothing. And so it is.